Hey guys, I'm going to do my best to not make you car sick as I read this book and video it. But we're going to read What Was the Underground Railroad together. And so the first little piece is kind of an introduction. It's called What Was the Underground Railroad? So before you listen, go to your Google slide and ask a question about this introduction. What was the Underground Railroad? On a March day in 1849, two men tossed a big wooden box onto a steamboat that was about to head up the Potomac River to Washington, D.C. Nobody cared how the box landed. The men thought it was just filled with something ordinary, but they were wrong. Inside the box was a real, live man. His name was Henry Brown. He was a slave escaping from Virginia. He was hoping to reach Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Slavery was illegal in Pennsylvania. He would be free there as long as slave catchers didn't find him and bring him back to the South. The box with Henry in it landed upside down. Now he was on his head. He was scared, and oh, how his head hurt. Would he ever get to Philadelphia? He didn't know. Although he was on a steamship, Henry was traveling on something called the Underground Railroad. The Underground Railroad was not an actual railroad with metal tracks and passenger cars, and it did not run underground. No one knows for sure where the name came from. It meant the escape route African American slaves took to reach freedom. One story says that in 1831, a slave named Tice Davids fled from Kentucky to Ohio. Kentucky was a slave state. Ohio was a free state. When David's master found out, he was shocked. It was as if Tice Davids had vanished into thin air. The master joked that his slave must have gone off an underground railroad. Is this story true? No one knows for sure, but the term Underground Railroad stuck. Escaped slaves fled to free states and Canada any way they could. They often went on foot, traveling hundreds of miles. They went hidden in wagons. They went by train and by boat. They often went at night to avoid capture. Whites and other blacks along the way helped them. These people were called conductors. The journeys were scary and filled with danger. If caught, the slaves would be sent back and severely punished. But the danger did not stop them. Freedom was worth the risk. This is the story of some of these people, who they were, where they went, what happened to them along the way, and how their lives changed. Now I want to take a quick look at this map. Notice that the states with dots on them are free, and the states that have lines on them are slave states. They said it was okay to have slaves in those states. Now, there's some states or areas that don't have anything on them, and you'll notice this is Oklahoma, where I grew up, and it's called Indian Territory. So none of these are states yet. These are just territories. So all of these states in the South, they said, yes, we want slaves. And all of these slaves in the North and over here on the coast, they said, no, we think slaves should be free people. So we'll see some other maps that are similar, but I wanted you to know what this one meant. And next, we'll read chapter 1.